So I think I broke college football on accident. I was playing a game, well, multiple games, and this was happening. There is no way. Oh, dude. Jump. How? If you're probably somebody like me, you've had moments like this, and I wanted to take my anger out on something. So I decided, what better way to take it out on the computer? I had this brilliant idea. What if we went crazy in one game? Could we win the Heisman by only playing one game? I wanted to take a smaller school like Louisville, or is it Louisville? Drop a comment down below. Which is the right one? I've heard both. Nah, I'm lying. The main reason why I wanted to get him is they had Isaac Brown. He's a 93 overall, and he's a sophomore. What a perfect person to abuse the computer with. Now, in order to take my frustrations out entirely and to pull off this feat, we're going 15-minute quarters on freshmen. I know. But hear me out. I broke the game by doing this. Just watch. What I didn't know is Louisville's first game was against FCS Southeast. What a perfect victim for us to just max out the amount of yards that we can in a game to win Heisman. Like I said, the ultimate goal here was to score as many points as humanly possible. I was avenging all of the demons I had inside of me by having some of the craziest things in college football, in any game period, honestly, happen to me. You guys have seen it, okay? You guys have seen it. You've lived it. And if you have lived it, do me a favor. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like the video, drop a comment down below. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you? So on all these punts, I decided to go down to the one to really maximize the amount of yards that I could possibly get. Again, I'm trying to see how many yards can I get in one game. And I'm telling you, this guy is a beast. I'm probably going to use Louisville a little bit in some online play. It's probably not going to help me any because I've pretty much accepted the fact that I am washed. Here we go on this play right here. Got a little swing route, decided to hit him, and this boy was gone. Little juke move. You have ankles back there. Pick him up. Again, I'm avenging all of my demons here. Everything that is living inside of me, of all of the just absolute craziness that's been happening. And to let you know, too, I played some defense, and I got a safety. Yes, it's on freshmen. I know. Let me have my moment. It just seemed like it was every single play I was able to break free, and there was a part of me that was enjoying every moment of this. But at the same time, I was also seeing how good this guy actually was. He was incredible, and I have played regular games with him that's not on freshmen, and this guy does some work. He kind of reminds me of Judkins at Ohio State last year. Super fun to use, and I'm not gonna lie, 99-yard touchdowns, it's great. And what's better than one? How about two? And this is something that continued the entire time. Here we are, a minute 49 left. I throw this little flat route right here, absolutely truck that dude, and I take it all the way to the house. We score 51 points in the first quarter, on track to score over 200. Dare I say we break Georgia Tech's record. Isaac Brown would end the quarter with 527 yards, 5 TDs. And on the receiving side of things, he would have 6 receptions, 172 yards, and 2 TDs. It's like a broken record at this point. We're just scoring one after another, breaking ankles nonstop. Again, this guy is so much fun to use, but this is where it got a little weird. So here we are. We're going to take this one back. Another 90, well, this is 98, excuse me. 98 yards all the way back, and here I am thinking, dude, I've got to be over 1,000 yards at this point going into the half, and here we are. Check this out. So we do this. All right, we're going to take this one back too. By the way, back to back. Again, I don't know why I had so much joy. Here we are. We've got 89 points. Okay, 89 points. I knew we had to be close to 1,000, if not over, and this is where I was like, okay, here we are, 1,095 yards. But that's not where it gets weird. Check this out. So on the next play here, I decided to take off running. I'm going to get a decent amount of yardage. I break this guy's ankles, and I get hit right about there. And it says I've only got 1,023 yards. I thought it was a little weird. I ran a couple more rush plays. It never changed. So I decided, okay, look, I don't want to sit here and lose out on yards. We're going to go and hit them with a little pass right over here into the flats, and we're going to get a touchdown, which is going to take us into the half. And look, it kept me at 1,023, and he was able to get 319 yards, 11 receptions, and 4 touchdowns. You're probably thinking, so what? There's a cap. But it gets even weirder than that. Kept my foot on the gas. I threw a little swing route right here. I get another touchdown. I'm trying to max it out. How many touchdowns can I get? It seems like we've already hit the cap on yards. I get another touchdown, and here we are. I check my stats, and I'm at a negative 1,019 yards rushing. We would end the game absolutely demolishing them. Yes, they scored some points. Come on, guys. I basically was letting the computer play there at the end, so the score kind of dropped off a little bit, but we had 1,018 yards negative and 21 touchdowns, and I was the player of the game. Again, never seen this ever. Okay, I don't know where it flipped. I don't know what happened. But let's see if it affects us winning the Heisman. Check it out. I win ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and I think after this I win National Offensive Player of the Week. Let's see. National Offensive Player of the Week, negative 1,018 yards on 40 carries. And if you look here, the negative yards hurt me. I am nowhere to be found on this Heisman board. So it's back to the drawing board. We are going to use Louisville again, but I'm going to change my whole strategy on how I'm going to do this. I'm going to schedule somebody harder. I'm wondering if the game just doesn't like the fact that I was playing in FCS school, didn't really recognize that. So we're going to change it. We are going to take FCS Southeast out, and we are going to replace them with one of the best teams in the country, Georgia. And additionally, to make this a little bit easier here so I don't injure my player and waste a ton of time, I'm going to take wear and tear off. The last thing I want to do is get hurt and have to restart this again. But at least I know at this time we have a cap, and we're going to stop it at 1,000 yards to make sure that we don't screw up the game and put us into the negative. Not going to lie, Georgia was a little harder to do this on. I mean, granted, they are one of the better teams in the game, so some of this stuff did not fool them like it did with FCS schools. But I mean, after a while, I was able to have my way with him. You're going to see a great block there. I'm going to walk into the end zone. But there was a moment while I was doing this that I didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off. They were able to stop me a couple times, but not on this one. Here I go on the screen. I take off. I thought maybe I was going to break it for another 99, but I do this crack toss. And when I was playing in the last game, I was able to gain so many yards. I ran this play probably 100 times, and Georgia was sniffing it out. I had to change the strategy a little bit. I put him on a Texas route, hit him right here, and this man breaks a tackle, stiffs arm him, looks like Marshawn Lynch on a tightrope, and is able to get into the end zone. Here we are, 14 points. And then on the next play, I take it house on him again. Look at this, dude. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to play with him, play with them. Here we are, 21 points, and there's 8 minutes left in the first quarter. And the train just kept going. He gets another one after another one. Again, it's starting to look like the FCS game all over again. And after the first quarter, we put up 44 points. He has 310 yards rushing, 5 TDs, and then he has 6 receptions for 136 yards and a touchdown. Something happened in the second quarter, and the floodgates opened up. I was scoring at will. He would end the half with 866 yards on the ground on 50 carries, 13 touchdowns, 7 receptions, 148 yards, and 1 touchdown. We were getting close, and here we are with 13 minutes. I go and take this all the way down. How close is this going to get me? I ain't gonna lie, in the moment, I wasn't able to do the math in my head, but when I scored this touchdown, I was able to see that we just needed 45 yards to get us to 1,000. And I'm stopping at 1,000 because it gives us 23 yards to play with. Who knows? I may not be able to score off a pass. I may need to get him to rush in on a little 1-yard play. This is when I realized I was getting close and I went down on purpose. I could have taken off right here and I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and go down. I didn't want to risk it. I threw a couple pass plays and I got him involved, but here we are on the 1-yard line. I get in there. I was playing with fire, but when I looked at it, I got exactly 1,000 yards, 16 TDs, and he's got 2 touchdowns and 260 plus yards receiving. So I decided to open up the floodgates. We're going to throw to this man so many times, and you're going to see it right here. He gets away, scores another touchdown, and the onslaught continues. This is probably my favorite play that I had this entire time. Look at this little juke move right here. Oop, there we go, man. Into the end zone, and we do a little 1-yard run just like we did a couple plays ago. And you know what? What's better than getting receiving and rushing touchdowns? Let's go ahead and take a kickback. You know, why not? So we put him back there. Not an ideal start here, and he goes, takes out to the left side, and he is housed. So not only do we have a rushing and a receiving, but now we have a punt return going back for a touchdown to add to his Heisman resume. We still would not break the 200-point barrier, but we did what we set out to do. We capped him at just a little over 1,000 yards, 1,002, 25 total touchdowns. Absolutely ridiculous. 18 touchdowns on the ground on the receiving side. He had 675 yards, 7 TDs, and he also had 354 punt return yards and a touchdown. He broke just about every single season game record, both nationally and for Louisville as a team. It was absolutely insane. Rushing, receiving, touchdowns. He had it all after one game. Even with all of this, this is a lot to ask for. Was this game enough to win the Heisman? We were going to bench him the rest of the season and see if his numbers held up. Here we are going to sim to week 5 to see where he stacks up. We go into the Heisman watch, and he is still at the top above Kevin Jennings, Arch Manning, Kate Klubnik, and Jaden Mavia. I probably said that wrong. Don't crucify me in the comments, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to simulate to the first college football playoff poll. So far, so good. He's still at the top. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season to see if he is indeed going to be our 2025 Heisman winner. Here we come with the awards. Isaac Brown is going to be our Walter Camp Award winner. Not only is he going to win that one, but he is going to win the Maxwell Award. And chances are when you win these, you're usually the Heisman Trophy winner. And here he is, folks. He is going to be your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner. I broke the game more than once. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see next.